I've decided to do a bit of a different video today. So today would normally have been my Witcher characters video, which I know are videos that you guys really like, but today I have a lot to do and I don't have time to do a full character video, as not only do I have to gather the information for that character, but I have to write notes for it and everything else, and I simply don't have time today. So I've decided to make a video that has been pretty requested, to be honest, and honestly I have some ideas for this. So today's video is going to be on theories for what The Witcher 4 could be about. So to begin with, I just want to go over some theories that I've personally come up with and probably heard here and there. I can't find any sources for any of these that I just kind of thought that'd be cool, so I'm just going to tell you guys. So first of all, we have to work with the information they've given us, and the only piece of information they've given us about The Witcher 4 is that first of all, they said they will return to the series at some point, and second of all, they've said that they won't continue with Geralt's story. The Witcher 3 and technically the end of Blood and Wine is the end of Geralt's story, so there won't be any more new adventures with that character. And the reason I say new adventures is it is entirely possible that they may just do a complete adaptation of the books into games. As I'm sure a lot of you will know, the books have a great story. And honestly, if they covered the books, it would have all the same characters we're used to. It would be a completely new story for most people who haven't read the books, and even those of us who have read the books, it would be great to see it all visualized in the kind of Witcher game experience. So it's entirely possible they could just completely adapt the books into games. I mean, they do own the Witcher IP, and they could just do that. So that's one possibility. The next possibility is that they could just simply cover another character in a future game. Oh, and before I get into this next point, I just want to say there will be spoilers for all the Witcher games in this video. So another possibility that I've heard being thrown around is a game about Ciri. A game about her after The Witcher 3, but obviously this is a little bit difficult because there's one circumstance in which she dies, one where she becomes Empress, and one where she becomes a Witcher. So making a game after The Witcher 3 would be incredibly kind of weird unless they completely vetoed every decision in that game and just assumed she became the Empress or assumed she becomes the Witcher, which I don't think would be very good because it kind of betrays what made The Witcher 3 so great, the fact that your choices matter. Or there's the obvious possibility that it could have one of the two choices, the Empress or the Witcher, then continue from there in like an alternate universe type thing. Or it could be a game based on Ciri jumping from world to world, but then I don't really feel like that. It wouldn't feel like a Witcher game, it'd feel like a sci-fi game. Another theory I've heard being thrown around is a possible prequel game about Vesemir, which honestly I think would be really good. Vesemir is an amazing character. We hear a little bit about his adventures in The Witcher 3. For example, in the auctioneer's house you meet a woman who Vesemir had relations with, and it seems very interesting. Vesemir talks a lot about what he used to do in his younger days. It'd be cool to see him possibly at Kaer Morhen during the massacre, and it would just be incredibly interesting, honestly. I think it'd be a very good game and be able to see witches at their best. And moving on from that, a lot of suggestions I've seen being thrown around is that you kind of have a Skyrim style Witcher game, in which it is The Witcher, you know, at its core, but you kind of choose a character from each individual school. So you can be a character from the school of the Viper, school of the Manticore, school of the Wolf, Griffin, or maybe there'll just be a couple selections, like the original Griffin, Wolf, Cat. And what you have is sort of a preset character in which you can experience each story differently. Maybe there's one main story that they all follow, but depending on the school you picked, you end up being a different character on each end of it. I'm sure you understand what I mean. It would be a very interesting game to experience the other schools in the Witcher universe, as we know so little about them. And another thing that might be awesome is just a game set within the Witcher world in which you can create your own character. And before, what I was saying was that you become a Witcher, but I'm saying that you could be anything. You could start as a peasant and become a knight. You could start as a knight and become a peasant. You know, you could start as a normal person, become a sorceress, train at the school, go on adventures, you know, anything like that. I mean, considering how far they went with The Witcher 3, I wouldn't be surprised if their next game was even better. You know, they had way more options, way more everything, way more starting points, stuff like, I mean, that's one thing I'll say that a lot of games don't have, and it's where the starting point of the game is not just one point. It'd be cool if there was multiple points you could choose to start from. Another thing I've heard is that you could possibly star as one of the other witches in their adventures. For example, I don't know, Lambert or Eskel. It may be interesting to have a Witcher game in which Eskel's trying to rebuild the School of the Wolf. Maybe Geralt's like a side character, and every so often he might come back from Toussaint. But anyway guys, sorry this has been a short video. I have a lot to do today. I've just done some quick theories here, sort of hammering them out, trying to give you some ideas about what I think would be quite cool. If you guys have any theory suggestions, be sure to discuss them in the comments below. I'll try and take part in the discussions. It'll be really interesting. This video is basically, it's almost my way of trying to tell you some some of my theories and also a way for you guys to chat about yours, so feel free to use the comments for that. Use this video as kind of a platform for that, I suppose. But yeah, anyway, I hope you all enjoyed today's video. Be sure to follow me on Twitter, Twitch, everything else, you know what I say. And also, big thank you to the Patreon pledges. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for donating. It's very kind that you do that. Honestly, just thank you all so much. It's very, very nice. I got a new pledger recently for $5. That's always really cool to see. It honestly is so helpful, and I want to thank you all so much. Anyway, guys, I'll see you all later. Sorry today's video has been a little bit of a shorter one. I may do a character video this week when I have time, maybe replace it for one of the other videos that I would have done, as I know you like those videos more than some of my other videos, so we'll see. Anyway, I'll see you all later, guys.